But also, like, if you catch yourself in the mirror, you still wouldn't feel like, ew, gross. And then I'll just end up on my laptop just scrolling, I don't know, Princess Polly or something, and then adding things to cart and then never checking out because I can't afford it. Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Liz. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be my 10 work from home tips. Now, these tips can be helpful if you're working from home now because of the pandemic, or if you just normally have a job where you work from home, if you're a freelancer, or if you work an online job, for example. These tips are also helpful if you now have to do online university and you're studying from home all the time and you can't go outside to study with your friends, go to the library, etc. So from someone who is now working from home and has developed routines and little tips and tricks, I suppose, these are my top 10 tips on how to effectively work from home, how to stay sane during this time. So my first tip is get dressed in the mornings. So I guess for the first week or two of me working from home, I just stayed in my pajamas all day and then I slept in my pajamas. Now this made me feel kind of like disgusting because I'm wearing these clothes literally all day. I'm just like lounging around, and it made it really easy for me to just like crawl back into bed as well. And it's just like a hygiene thing as well. Like even though I'm not leaving my house, I feel kind of gross just like, you know, sitting on the floor in my house, like rolling around the floor with my dog or something in my house in my pajamas that then go into my bed. I don't know. So when I say get dressed, I don't mean you have to put on a full-on suit or, I don't know, put on a really pretty dress. I mean, if you want to, totally go for it. But what I mean by get dressed is, I mean, just get out of your pajamas and into something that you wouldn't mind your postman scene. Just something that you would even just pop to the grocery store in. So for me, I love wearing just like lounge pants, and I love wearing those just like with a knit top, like even something like this. I like to make sure that it's comfortable, but also like if you catch yourself in the mirror, you still wouldn't feel like, ew, gross. So yeah, for me, getting dressed is me entering that mental stage of being like, okay, I'm ready for work, I'm ready for class. And then me changing back into my pajamas is me mentally telling myself, yes, okay, it's time to unwind, it's time to relax. Okay, my second tip is to have a clean space where you work. I hate working when there's clutter everywhere. Like I feel like I don't want to do anything, you know, and then I'll just end up on my laptop just scrolling, I don't know, Princess Polly or something, and then adding things to cart and then never checking out because I can't afford it. I just find it so much easier to focus in a space where it's nice and clean and, you know, there's not like, oh, like 1,000 pieces of paper lying over here and then like maybe 5 mugs from the last 2 days. So yeah, I think when you have a clean space, you really limit your distractions, you really limit the mental clutter that you have in your head as well, because you're not constantly thinking, oh my God, maybe I should clean my desk, or oh my God, where is this? Or, shit, I just spilled over my coffee and now it's all over my table. And on top of having a clean space to work at, don't work in your bed because you will fall asleep. And also I think you should keep your bed for sleeping and doing relaxing activities and your desk for when you have to work. Now, my third tip from working at home is if you live with roommates who are quite loud, or if you live with family who can be distracting, or if you live with just a lot of noise happening outside your home or your neighbors or whatever, then it's good to have noise cancelling headphones. So if you really need to focus and there's a lot going on around you, you can just pop your headphones on and listen to some white noise, listen to some focus music or whatever, or even just, you know, the noise cancelling function itself. I think it's really good to help you get into that mind space of concentrating and working or studying or whatever, and blocking out any other distractions. My fourth tip is to take breaks. Often when we work or study at home, we can, you know, go into this habit of just like never leaving our desk, and we're just at our desk doing everything. There's no one to chat to. You don't have colleagues walking around or friends near you that you can like, you know, go up, get a coffee with, or, you know, go and get some lunch with, go and have a chat or whatever. So you might end up being stuck at your desk, not moving all day, not really taking proper breaks. So I think it's really important to set like break times, whether it's like every hour or like if you do the Pomodoro effect, that's great too. I've tried the Pomodoro effect, doesn't really work for me because like I don't really like 20 minutes and then 5 minutes of break. I like a bit longer breaks, like 10 minutes, 15-minute breaks. And what I like to do during my breaks is I like to go pet my dog. I like to go make myself a cup of coffee or just chat with my parents, you know, chat with my friends, watch a YouTube video, just little things like that. I think it's just really important to like reset your mind. And then when you come back to your work, you feel so much more refreshed. Maybe sometimes you might be having a mental block or something. And, you know, taking a break really helps you just switch back on, you know, hit the refresh button. Think of it as like restarting your computer. Like when you restart your computer, suddenly so many issues are fixed, suddenly it's running faster, all your tabs are closed, and then you just, everything is reset, everything is fresh. Yeah, you're just like ready to tackle your next task. My fifth tip is to take a lunch break. So following on from the whole taking breaks things, make sure you take a lunch break, because when you're at work, you typically will take, you know, 40 minutes, 1 hour lunch break. You would go away from your workspace and you would just chill, eat your lunch, maybe watch some TV, talk to some colleagues, you know? So I think it's really important to do that when you're at home and don't just like eat at your desk and like work through lunch and like not have a clear lunch break, because your mind needs that time to like refresh itself. And since you're at home, you know, you can go cook your own lunch in the kitchen, make something healthy, make something new. Or if you have like local restaurants that are open around you, you can take a walk there, you know, buy something, support local restaurants, and then come back home and eat it. I think it's really good just to take that little lunch break even when you're at home. My sixth tip is, after you finish work, turn off your laptop, put it away, especially if you're going to remain sitting at your desk, I don't know, watching Netflix or whatever you do after work. I think it's really important to create that clear separation between work and like after work. So you don't want to still have your work laptop on and running. You don't want it like cluttering your space, because if you were in the office, there is that clear separation between work and after work where you physically travel from work back home. So think about, you know, turning that laptop off, putting it away as that sort of separation between work and home space. Now, my seventh tip is to call a friend while you're working and just work in silence with each other. Maybe even mute each other if you want and put on your own music. This is definitely something I did a lot when I was in uni, when I was trying to study. I would call up a friend and we would study together in silence. So it's sort of like when you're in a library and you watch everyone else study and then you automatically like are encouraged to study as well. I think it's really good and it makes you feel less lonely as well. I think it also brings a sense of like accountability as well, because the other person can see you. So if you're doing nothing, if you're around, or if you've just gone somewhere else and aren't sitting down doing your work, then, you know, they can see that. So they keep you accountable. And I think this is really good if you have some colleagues who want to do this with you, because then it can sort of like simulate that feeling of being in the office together and working together. Now, my eighth tip is to move your body every day. Now, I don't mean move your body like you have to do a 45-minute full body workout every single day. Although if you want to, like, totally go for it. What I mean by move your body is to just get up, you know, maybe go for a walk. Maybe you can even take a meeting as a walking call. So, you know, walk around your neighborhood while you take that meeting on your phone. You know, get that blood flowing, get yourself moving, get some fresh air. Now, if you can't leave your house, then consider doing some stretches at home. Do maybe a 10, 20, 30-minute stretch. There are so many videos on YouTube teaching you how to stretch. It's like a do it along with me kind of video. Same goes for if you want to do a short little workout. You know, you can do 10-minute workouts. You can do 5-minute workouts. You can do 20-minute workouts. You can do whatever. Just make sure you're moving your body and keeping your mind fresh and keeping your body fresh as well. We don't want to be sitting in a chair all day becoming like moldy, you know what I mean? Definitely move your body every single day in some sort of capacity. My second last tip is to create a playlist. So I love making playlists for everything, and working or studying is no different. So I like to make, you know, workout playlists, study playlists, focus playlists, just anything really. So you can make these on YouTube, you can make these on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music. So maybe make a playlist for when you have to focus really hard on a task. So this would be music that doesn't really have any lyrics. There are so many good playlists on Spotify. If you don't want to make a playlist, you can just type in like focus music and there are already existing playlists on there that you can listen to. That's what I started out doing, and then I started making my own playlist.
Okay, Google,
Play focus music.
Here's a Spotify playlist called Focus Music, Work and Studying.
Maybe you can even make playlists for when you take breaks, so you can put on like your favorite songs, like blast it out loud. My favorite definitely is like listening to like musical songs, blasting it out loud, or like Chinese OST music. So my final tip would be to have routines in place. Now, a lot of people I know obviously had their daily routines uprooted by this pandemic, and they're now working from home. They don't have their daily routine, especially in the mornings where they go and get their coffee before they go to work, where they listen to a podcast on their way to work. But you can always make routines when you're at home as well, and find what works for you. So I think it's really important to have like morning routines, wind down routines. For me, I think the most important thing is to have a morning routine before I start working, because it sets me up for my day. Like a morning routine doesn't have to be like a 7-step skincare routine plus 1 hour of meditation plus 1 hour of yoga. Like it's not that complicated. Your morning routine can be as simple as just getting out of bed, changing out of your pajamas, washing your face, maybe a 2-3 step skincare routine, and then making a cup of coffee and just sitting down, drinking that coffee before you start working. I mean, it's really not that deep. It's just whatever works for you. And I think having those little routines is really important because it really gets you started for the day. And it's just a set of things that you're going to be doing every single day before you get stuck into your work day. And I think it really creates a sense of routine and I guess certainty in a time where things are really uncertain, really unstructured. You don't really know what's going to be happening next. So it's really a great feeling to have those routines in place and have that control in your life. So those are my top 10 tips for working at home or doing online uni at home. Let me know what your tips are for working from home. If there's anything that I should action in my life that I did not already include here. If you liked this video, give a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will be making more videos in the future.